Hi everyone, welcome back to Monument. Today we're having a look at SpaceX's RIDESHARING program. Now before we get this video started, allow me to declare that this video is not financial advice. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes and for educational purposes. Now SpaceX has been expanding their businesses for a while. They've been expanding their businesses mostly with the Starlink satellite program. And this Starlink satellite program is going to generate SpaceX an abundance of money for the future, and this is one of the ways they're going to fund their mission to go to Mars and to other places in our solar system and further in the galaxy. But this rideshare concept of Tesla is pure genius. Now SpaceX is offering new and affordable and consistent options for small satellite operators looking to put lighter payload into orbit. Now these small satellite providers, these operators, they can't afford big, large mission. They need a more affordable way to put their satellite into space. Now this new service offering is designed to work for customers who take advantage of rideshare launch, sharing space on a Falcon 9 with other small satellites being sent up into space. Now the rideshare option will be offered on a regular defined schedule, and SpaceX says it's designed for flexibility, offering customers the ability to pre-book a spot and ensuring that they're ready to launch when their rideshare program comes up. Now the rocket itself will indeed go up with or without other payloads, also book that might not be ready in time. Now one of the biggest issues with rideshare mission today is being reliant on timing and readiness of the main payload customer. Typically, one or two big rocket payloads covers most of the bill for the launch, even if they're smaller rockets, even if they're smaller satellites that are also going up at the same ride. This issue is that the large customers have to delay for any reason. The small sat ride-alongs are basically at their whims. So this is why it's important for SpaceX to solve this, to have an in-depth look at this problem and find the best solution. Because there are other companies out there who are doing this exact same thing, other rocket companies that are bringing small satellites into space group together. Now SpaceX new service is designed somewhat like rideshare program on Earth. Passengers who are ready to get to ride, and the company looks to fill seats by offering booking both in advance, 12 or 13 more months out, and much closer to launch time, between 12 and 6 months out, with the possibility of even tightening turnarounds. Though SpaceX hasn't publicly posted pricing for that option, which means it's probably going to be costly, we can just be optimistic. But SpaceX is definitely competing against other companies such as Space Labs. But SpaceX is definitely competing against other companies such as Rocket Labs. And SpaceX can't afford to lose customers simply because their ride-sharing program is more expensive. If anything, SpaceX's option should be a lot cheaper because SpaceX's rockets are reusable. They're already saving an abundance of money. Right now, they need to make sure that they have as many customers, loyal customers, as possible. Now as for those with plenty of notice, they get the biggest price break. Launches that starts at $2.2 million for payloads of up to 150 kg, or $4.5 million for those weighing up to 300 kg. That sounds like a lot, but consider the lowest cost for a current SpaceX launch is currently somewhere around $57 million. The customers are responsible for providing the deployer, which must be compatible with an ESPA adapter, pretty standards for payload launches on SpaceX, and they also could be responsible for a rebooking fee. Should they cancel their launch close to its intended takeoff date, delays won't mean you lose the whole cost of the launch. However, because SpaceX is looking to deploy a flexible model, it says that anyone who is delayed can apply 100% of the monies paid towards the cost of rebooking on a subsequent mission. This is a clever way to drum up more business for SpaceX. Now some of SpaceX's costs can be as low as $1 million for 200 kg to the SSO with additional cost mass at 5 kg. Affordable rates are available. Affordable rates are also available to mid-inclination, LEO, GTO, and TLI. Now this will all be accomplished on SpaceX's Falcon 9. Aside from the Falcon Heavy, this is the most reliable SpaceX rocket in existence. Now personally, I'd like to take a look at Starship's current development and updates. Now SpaceX has achieved another major milestone in its Starship fully reusable launch system. It stacks the Starship spaceship itself on top of a prototype of the Super Heavy booster, which itself is loaded with a full completed of 29 Raptor engines, and the Starship on top of 6 itself. The stacked spacecraft now represents the tallest assembled rocket ever developed in history, and this is all done by SpaceX, a private space company. There are many people out there, specifically people involved in the space industry, who said this could never be accomplished. Now, this stacking itself will happen at SpaceX development site in South Texas. It's a significant development because it's the first time two elements of full Starship system have been united as one. This is the configuration that will be used for launching the next Starship prototype on its test mission that will hopefully achieve orbit. So this is big. The next step for Starship is huge. There are many developments in Starship, including a new shell on the Starship specifically patterned to an hexagon. Now, taken together, the massive combined launch system reached nearly 400 feet tall, around 390 feet to be more precise, and the combined with orbital launch stands on which it rests. The whole thing is about 475 feet high, which is taller than the Great Pyramid of Giza, just to put that in perspective. The stack in itself is indeed impressive, but don't expect it to last. The likely next step is for the two halves of the launch system to be separated again, ahead of the assembly and preparation for the actual eventual orbital launch test. I've got to say, I'm extremely excited to see how this turns out, because this is a big step for SpaceX, it's a big step for Starship itself, and expectations are usually high around this time. But it's always good to be optimistic, because we do know that eventually SpaceX usually achieves exactly what it sets out to do. So thank you for watching this video, hope you've enjoyed it, subscribe, leave a like, and of course I will see you in the next video.